thank all of you for attending this first conference. IoT has been working for nearly 4 years, 4.5 years, for promoting academic orthopedic research, and not only orthopedic, in terms of other research, we also have the Indian Physiotherapy Research Group. We are also formulating the Indian Diabetology Research Group. So we are going into other faculties also. We believe the research principles remain same. We as orthopedic surgeons have begun in the field of orthopedic research, but no problem in going into other faculties. Now today my topic will be on how to write an introduction. Introduction for a thesis, and this will be the basis for introduction for a journal publication. For IORG, thesis is the groundwork. The final outcome should always be a publication. A thesis without publication has no meaning at all. It will just lie there and being recognized by nobody. So the basic aim of this workshop is also to make it as good as possible for them to get into the best journal possible. So on that basis, I'll discuss everything. This will be in detail for thesis writing, but it will also contain everything that your journal introduction will require. So for thesis, when do you start writing? What do you write? What are the parts of introduction? And how long will it take? So in this slide, what are the parts of introduction? That means we have divided introduction into parts. Thesis as a term appears to be very vast. I have spoken about it. We have formulated plans to break down every section into smaller subsections and give a particular subtitle or subheading to that section so that you don't feel lost. If you want to write an introduction or a thesis, you're like what to include, what not to include, how much literature to review. The basic groundwork has been put up by the earlier lectures. So we now have a topic. Topic has a keyword. We have a template paper and we have a guide. So these are the three resources that we will use, and we will subdivide every section henceforth into smaller subsections, and you will get exact idea of what to write in those. And these are helpful into putting them and editing. This will be a huge volume. To convert it into a journal article, you have to edit it. So all this subsection will help you in editing that. So it will all be organized sequentially. So when to write an introduction, a lot of people say write in the beginning. Most of them agree write in the end. But it's a continuous process. We are divided into three phases. Phase 1, 2 and 3. And after that, every phase goes back to the earlier phase, revises it, converts it into a newer phase, and then the final introduction is prepared. So your final introduction is at the end of your thesis. But you start writing at the beginning of it. These are the phases. The first part you write after the review of literature. Second you write after you get your results. Third you write after your discussion. So at every point your introduction will get upgraded notches. But if you start writing your discussion of your introduction after discussion, it will remain where it was. The groundwork is not there. So stepwise, first write the introduction after the review of it. The lecture is coming before the review of literature, but the point is right after the review. What is the purpose? Defines the need of the study. That is the only purpose of introduction. For a journal article, for a thesis, it is slightly more expanded. For a journal, it precisely delineates what are the lacunae in the literature. Now, literature is a huge jigsaw puzzle. There are a lot of pieces that are missing. There are a lot of pieces that are not fitting well. They are ill-fitting pieces. So, a thesis or a research or a journal article tries to smoothen them. If they are ill-fitting, it tries to smoothen them so that they fit in. If they are absent, it tries to fill in the gap. So your introduction is your primary statement of what you are going to do. Whether you are going to fill in a gap, whether you are going to smoothen out the gap that is present in the literature, that is what your introduction defines. And then in the end, defines the nature of problem and current state of knowledge. So it also does that. In fact, it first defines the current state of knowledge and then it defines the lacunae that it needs to fill. So what are the resources? As I said, we have keywords, we have tabular articulate, we have lines. So this theme will be throughout the day. We'll stick to this and help you get through your thesis and your article. So parts of introduction, there are 3 parts. First is a broad introduction of the topic, that is a general introduction in the sense if you are doing a thesis on TKR, you write on osteoarthrosis. What is the problem and things. We'll go into details in that. Second part is arrange according to your keywords. So that is your backbone of your thesis. The keywords that we have identified in earlier 2 lectures, those keywords will help us write the introduction. The second part of it. The third part is your hypothesis. Once you write the second part, you will automatically get your hypothesis. You will not have to think about it. So let's begin with part 1. Begins with the background statement, describe the scope of the study, gives enough background to introduce the problem but not overwhelm. So the basic thing is, like I said, is in general. So for TKR we talk about osteoarthrosis, the burden of the disease, and other management options of OA, and whether the TKR, what is the status of TKR in that. Burden disease, epidemiology of OA, incidence, prevalence, options of management of OA, and role of TKR. That will be the part 1 of our adopted thesis. That is what we are going to do. We are going to write a thesis in the entire day. So this adopted thesis of ours, that is comparison between high flex and standard TKR and the outcome, functional outcome. This will be the first part of the introduction. The burden of OA, epidemiology, incidence, prevalence, options in management of OA and role of TKR. Part 2, as I said, is based on your keywords. We had already identified 4 keywords, and depending on that, we are going to. So first part of the second paragraph of introduction, the basic, the broadest keyword we will use, that is the TKR, that is the disease. Second, we have taken the outcome measure. Generally, what is the followed protocol is a PICO protocol, that is population, intervention, control and outcome measure. But for thesis writing, we take the broadest one, the population first, and club it with the outcome measure. So second, both the population and the outcome measure are clubbed together, and then we go to specifics. The specific groups of conventional and high flex, and the comparison part. Because the thesis is mostly on the comparison of high flex and conventional. So this will be the 4 parts of your middle paragraph of introduction. As the title is, prospective comparison of high flex and standard TKR, does the functional outcome differ? Your introduction will contain all the terms, high flex, TKR, high flex, standard and comparison. Also a brief overview of outcome. As I said, outcome measure will club with TKR itself in the first part. Brief about development of TKR and current status of TKR. Second, as I said, is the outcome measure. What are the outcome measures available for TKR in the sense of clinical, functional and radiological? We'll stick to, in this thesis, to functional only, because we are studying only the functional outcome. So knee scores, WOMAC score, functional score, KOS score, any score that is related to that particular thing. And functional score is not clinical. So functional in the sense how the patient perceives the outcome of results. So that will be the second. In current status, we'll review the literature according to these things and current status of requirement. Third is specific group. We start with conventional and go to high flex. So it is basically high flex is a newer implant. When we are selecting our topic, we went to a guide with the topic of high flex TKR. So our primary thing was to do something with high flex. Then he suggested us to do a comparative between conventional and high flex. So we discussed the conventional first, the older one first, which will create the basis for going towards high flex. So general introduction of conventional, what were the limitations of conventional, and why the high friction is required. Then results of high friction in current scenario. So this will be your third part. So conventional introduction, results of conventional, limitations, and high flex introduction, the need of high flex, results of high flex. The fourth part will be the studies that are pertaining to comparison between standard and conventional, standard and high flex. So they can be any type, mechanical, functional, radiological, no limitations for that. And you define the current state of literature. So these are all the things that you need to define in current state of literature, time since last publication. I mean, how will your study differ from current state of literature? Like if the same studies, similar studies are published, how is our research going to differ? Maybe it is the last publication was 3-4 years back. Earlier publication were very small group. There are different geosocial, as Kyle said, the research that was in Korea. So their results do not apply to us in India. So we need to produce our research to validate for our patient groups. There may be different diagnoses. Those cases were only for osteoarthrosis. This was for rheumatoid. Different techniques of performing the surgery, a different implant used. Last part is formulating the hypothesis. State the specific research question, proceed with the phrase that answers. In this study, we are going to question, or we are going to compare the functional outcome of high flex with standard implants. In the sense, when you're selecting your topic and when you selected your title and written your protocol, you're very clear with your hypothesis. What in your introduction is, you're adding review of literature which is thorough with this hypothesis. So you just state it in this words. You have to repeat the keywords in your last paragraph of the introduction. You have to put all the keywords there, talk about outcome measures, talk about what your study is going to add new. In a sense, add new, like I said, a study is already done in Korea on high flex and standard implant. So your study is doing is adding an Indian perspective, adding a local perspective. So that is the new study. So that you highlighted in the last paragraph of your introduction. So from part 2, that is what I said, from part 2 you will get your hypothesis easily. This is the hypothesis for our adopted thesis. High friction implant give better results than conventional implant. That is the hypothesis. It's actually a null hypothesis. We'll get to it when we discuss statistics. But that is how it is. We adopt a hypothesis saying that maybe conventional high flex implant give better result than conventional, and our study tries to investigate further into this particular hypothesis. We have already gone through the literature that talks about this, whether it is conclusive review or whether it is not conclusive, that is immaterial. Even if the literature says that high friction implant give better result than conventional, maybe according to the earlier slide, it may not apply to us due to these particular reasons. So we need to state these particular reasons when we are putting that our study is going to do something new. These are the steps in writing the introduction. The first and the foremost, very important, start thinking. Discuss with your colleagues. Read about the topic, because you already have the title and the topic now. And review the literature. We'll cover the review in details. First, put it into a rough sketch. Write a introduction. Try, once you review the literature, you get, as sir discussed, get 12-13 articles. There are a lot of free articles available. You will at least get 4 or 5. Read them. See how the introduction is written. According to that, based on that, prepare a rough sketch. Prepare. I mean, as Kyle said, you need to start something. Maybe write history or evolution. Write whatever you feel like. Keep the keywords in your mind. So write according to that. within your resources what is possible. Now, in the last thing, in review of literature, you need to define exactly your problem. Like I said, literature is like a big jigsaw puzzle. There are a lot of pieces that are missing, a lot of pieces that are ill-fitting. What you need, the purpose of review of literature is to stand and stare at that gap. To stare at it so well that you understand. Once you understand that, your hypothesis will automatically generate form. So you have to stand there with the literature for a long time. It is around 3-4 months that you have to stand with the literature. Unless you do that, you will just be getting a surrogate hypothesis. You will never generate it. But if you do that, you will always get your mark. The talk on literature review was very long, so I put some part here also. This is a basic thing. All first years will be familiar with Google. What I have put up there is all the keywords that we have discussed. You put all the keywords and search Google. The first thing that you get is this study. You see this PubMed. PubMed will be the greatest source for you in getting everything from literature. So what you do is, you go to this, you put in the keywords, this is the study that you get. You go to PubMed, this is how you see the study in the PubMed. You go to see all, click there, and you will get all the studies related to that particular study. So you will get 146 studies. Here, somewhere here, there is a counter that says whether it is free article or review article. So you will get at least 10-12 free articles. So read them. So this is one way of reviewing the literature to begin with. Another thing that I want to highlight is all of you should register with PubMed. Make an account with PubMed like an email account. So what you do is sign in, put in your details, you'll get an email confirmation, and you're into PubMed now. So this, I tell you how it helps you when we do the review. But everybody should register with PubMed. Next thing about arranging, since we are in review of literature, once you start getting the articles, you name all the articles, number them from 1 to whatever is immaterial, but you sequence them, all of them, as you go ahead, because this will help you in referencing in your thesis. It will also help you in getting back to the papers again and again, because you will get around 40-50 articles on every topic. So once you read the topic and after 2 months you come again, you don't remember what was there, or which ones you have missed out, because you don't remember with the topic. But you can always mark out, I've read 1 to 10, I need to read 10 to 20. This will also help you in making an Excel sheet for literature review. This is very important. You have to make an Excel sheet of your literature. Like I said, you cannot always come back and read full articles again and again. So the first time you read it, you have to make an Excel sheet which contains all this. These are according to the variables that you have selected in data collection. If you refer to the data collection checklist, it will contain all the variables. So from the articles, or even from the abstracts, you have to get all this data. You have to write the author's name, write the year name, the journal name, and put everything here. So once you have done this, you never have to go back to the paper again. And you can, from this, looking at this, you can develop your own hypothesis, even your own literature review from this Excel sheet only. So you will never require to go back to 4 papers again. This sheet will be your literature review. And you can add one paper after the other. You don't have to read 100 papers and add it. You read one paper in a month and add it to the sheet. And it will like forever. You never have to do anything else. Template paper, very important. Like I said, it will help you in everything. Introduction, literature review. You have to read the introduction carefully. See how the ideas have flowed from one part to another. like 3 paragraphs of introduction. Even the journal article will have only 1 paragraph. But the sections will be there. They will flow towards amongst each other. And the end paragraph of the introduction, even in a journal article, will always be a hypothesis. Will always be something that talks about what the study is going to do. So you have to read them. You have to rearrange your introduction that you have written according to that, and then add the reference. Even the references in the template article, you can use it at review of literature for the primary introduction writing. Then comes your guide. You take this rough introduction to your guide. He'll add his personal experience. He'll provide you some full text articles. He'll provide you some references, and he'll approve that. So we will always want you to go back to your guides regularly. So first, as QD said, you will have to convey the idea to your guide that you are going to publish this. Then he will be interested. Second, you don't want to add everything that is there in your literature to your production. You have to quote study with actual numbers. Whatever you are quoting, quote them with numbers that are there. So many patients, they have got this percent of good result, or this percent of bad result, or this point of complication. So quote the data in your introduction. Include at least 5 to 10 years of reference. Not everyone, but select. Do not use words like gold standard or contradiction, things like that. These are general tips. Do not do extensive review. Stick to 2 to 3 research papers for every point. So every keyword, stick to 2 or 3 research papers, and you can add 2 or 3 more, but stick to that. No explanation of, don't include material methods in this section. No details of study results. Some of the times we see that in the introduction itself, the person has given his results. So after the hypothesis, they also mention the results. So that is not required in this. Focus on point in hand, do not deviate, do not plagiarize. That is the most important point, because almost 70 to 80% of theses are completely free. Plagiarism means cut paste. You do not want to do that, and don't do that. You will never get published. That I guarantee. If you plagiarize and write your thesis will never get published anywhere. No tables and figures in the introduction, no subtitles in the introduction. Do not quote popular scientific writing. Like I said, Google is the primary thing where everybody goes. But there are a lot of references, a lot of sites that will offer you popular advice. I mean, they are not really based on journals or not really based on research. It has to be content. How does the journals define plagiarism? I don't think theses have any guidelines for this. The journals define that if you are taking 6 continuous words of a sentence, that is plagiarism. So that is what is the definition of. And once you do the introduction and do the review in the proper manner, you will never find the need to plagiarize. Okay. Length of the introduction 5 to 7 pages, roughly 5 to 7%. We are aiming at 100 pages. So 3 parts. First is general, second is based on keywords, and third is hypothesis. 3 steps: thinking, making the rough draft, and review of preparation. Based on keywords, defined by the template paper and approved by the guide. The introduction is ready. This is the checklist. We will be giving checklists for every section. You can refer back to that. Ideal introduction has to be written, reviewed, and reviewed. As I said, it is going into 3 phases. So you have to write it preliminary, review it after your results, and review it at the end of it.